This was definitely a labor of love. I'm reminded of, no, I won't start. Never mind, no.
It's our first interview.
Yeah, this is our first interview about the movie. It always sounds to me when somebody says labor of love, I don't believe them. I don't know why. It's an overused expression because I didn't do it for like, I'm getting deep, dude.
I just said that yesterday.
You did?
Thanks for calling me out.
Yeah, all right, well.
Stole it from me.
True friend.
We're
good like that.
It means so much to me. That's what it is. Like a labor of love means, in a way, it sounds like something you do as a hobby or something. To me, sometimes. Labor of hope. Yeah, it's like what I want to be alive for. The whole idea of the movie is centered around Ben Dickey and the love of Blaze Foley's music. That's like the center or the start of the snowball. And then we started looking for friends. Josh Hamilton and I ran a theater company together years ago. We've been working. My first film ever at Sundance was a short film that I directed that starred Josh Hamilton 24 years ago. So this is ideas about process and methodology about how to work were in the hopper on this thing for a long time. And then Charlie and I met on Boyhood, and I knew that if I wanted to make a movie about Blaze Foley, I had to talk to Charlie, and I had this idea of whether he would be interested in playing Townes Van Zandt.
Well, you know, when you're looking for crazy, you have to go.
You have to go for crazy. You don't want somebody to pretend to be crazy. You want somebody who's actually crazy. That's right. And that's why we had Charlie.
And seek no further, Ethan.
Yeah. And when I was trying to put this whole thing together, you know, most people haven't heard of Blaze Foley or know anything about him, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I met ALIA, and she was like, you were like, Clay Pigeon's my favorite song, or you're like, I sing that song. And it was a little in shock to me to meet a young person who knew about it and cared about it. And I knew immediately.
She's the baby.
Yeah.
I was 14 when we started this.
And so that's the short answer of how this team came to be. We had such a small crew, and one of the really dumb things that I did while making it was I was trying to save money, so I decided I wouldn't have a script supervisor. As I thought, I know the script, I wrote it, right? You know, I have it in my head. And as an actor, I've always hated matching, you know, when directors, I was like, you set the glass down on that line. It always makes me insane. So I thought, well, we're just not going to do any of that. That was a mistake, okay? But then I started needing a script supervisor. So I asked Sybil, my writing partner, and the movie's based on her memoir, to be our script supervisor. And so poor ALIA is playing this role of this woman, and the woman's right behind the camera, like the real woman.
Which normally would have been maybe strange, or I would have had to been like, hey, this is a little too much. But Sybil is like this spirit, like guiding angel on the shoot. And having her there, she was kind of like a mother to all of us in a way. And it was like strange because we looked so much alike and telling the story, and yet it would have felt weird if she wasn't there by the end of it.
Wonderful
She was
love.
very in
Locked in
tune with
always.
the whole movie. It was almost, you know, if the movie had a spirit animal, it was Sybil Rosen. I mean, the whole thing was.
You know, it's funny, I just
A
didn't
small
say
Jewish
animal.
I know,
Yeah.
but I got it from you, and then I took it, and I made it my own.
I found Blaze Foley through John Prine, oddly enough. I turned my dad on to John Prine late in his life when he was like, how did I miss John Prine? This is like right up his wheelhouse. And a record came out in 04, 05, and he called and said, man, this song, Clay Pigeon's about the best song I ever heard. I was like, yeah, it's great. And he said, you heard the fellow who wrote it? And I said, no, he says Blaze Foley. So he sent me some CDs in like 2006 that he'd burned off the internet. And I went to go see Ethan in Nova Scotia at the same time. And I happened to and he already had heard of him. But we drove all around Nova Scotia wearing that CD out talking about Blaze Foley. And he is from Arkansas. I'm from Arkansas. He lived in Georgia for a while. I lived in Georgia for a while. He had people in Texas. He lived in Texas. So did I. So that was those were some tools going in that were like, oh, that's, yeah. But as far as how I got to play him, there was a fantasy about making a movie that we used to just like flirt about, like, wouldn't it be great to make a movie about that entire era? And he sort of arched it down and was like, on one New Year's Eve, was like, you're gonna play Blaze Foley. And I was like, whoa. I don't know about that. I was gonna help you guys get the music like situated. But I was like, yeah, that's cool, dude. That'll be fun. And and then it was just, it got more real, to where I started preparing. And then in September of 16, it was like, we're gonna start working on this in like 5 weeks. Do you want to do it? Because if you don't want to do it, it's gonna be a problem.
I remember saying like, just so you know, like, this looks like it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a lot of work, like
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. And I was like, right.